Hey everyone, Chris Stulz coming at you once again from the Muppet Stuff Museum, and today, this is the video you've been asking for. You wanted a museum tour. Today, this video, you're gonna get it. The entryway to the museum is still a work in progress, but one of the first things you'll notice is these two standees from the Great Muppet Caper. These were used inside McDonald's locations to promote the Great Muppet Caper glasses. The Fozzie and Gonzo and the sign were never displayed in the store, so they are brand new and mint condition. That is next to this Jim Henson, Frank Oz, and David Laser signed Muppets Take Manhattan cast and crew poster. This will be on the wall eventually, it's just not on the wall quite yet. That is next to another cast and crew poster, also signed by Jim Henson, and this is for Labyrinth. I recently acquired many items from a large collection, including many rare vintage Sigma pieces. And you'll see here Swedish Chef salt and pepper shakers, a Kermit picture frame, Swedish Chef cheese or bread holder, vintage Muppet Show figures from the UK, some mint Doozer action figures. There's a Big Bird Barnes & Noble exclusive Carol Spinney signed pop figure. There's also a Letters record signed by Big Bird and Carol Spinney, a Kermit Creamer from Sigma, as well as a Miss Piggy tree topper and mirror from Sigma. We have Statler and Waldorf bookends from Sigma, as well as there's a Miss Piggy and Rolf, that's also from Sigma. That's a container that opens up. And you'll see some more Doozers. We also have the new Dark Crystal replica from Think Geek. Here we have a unpunched Kira action figure from the Dark Crystal Reaction line. As you can see, it was produced backwards and as such is incredibly rare. Now there's another Kermit tree topper from Sigma. We have Go to Bed Fred, all mint in the box in the back there, also extremely rare. Up on top we have a Kermit Muppet video standee that was used in video stores to promote the Playhouse video line. A Muppet Babies 3D color form set, which is still sealed, as well as this very rare fiery Labyrinth tray puzzle, which is also still sealed and in mint condition. Also on the way up to the museum, there's a small selection of autographed photos, including those from Tim Curry, Paul Williams, Digit from the Jim Henson Hour, Noel McNeil and Bear, David Rudman, Alice Cooper, Benedict Wong, Steve Whitmire, Carol Spinney, our good friend Warwick Brownlow Pike, a myriad of performers and others that worked on the 2012 live Carnegie Hall event, Jim Henson's Musical World. After the autographs, you are greeted by a selection of Muppet memorabilia from over the years. There's the Muppet movie poster art by Avalon, as well as a paint-by-number Kermit and Fozzie, some stitch patterns. There's a CED featuring the Tales from Muppet Land. This is volume 2, is Hey Cinderella. A Super 8 of the Muppet movie, a Kermit and Miss Piggy clock, a Crayola coloring poster that's still sealed, as well as a Wilkins caramel milk puppet that was a mail away from the 50s, which is extremely, extremely rare, and a Kermit to Greet You. Software from the Muppets is the Muppets Inside, the Muppet Treasure Island game, Swedish Chef clock from Pico. We have the Muppet calendar. Here is a photo from the 2011 Puppets on Film event held at BAM in Brooklyn, signed by Cheryl and Heather Henson, Carol Spinney, and Wendy and Brian Froud. Next to that, exclusive pop figures. The Chamberlain is signed by Warwick Brownlow Pike. We have Sprocket signed by Steve Whitmire, Uncle Traveling Matt signed by his original designer and puppet builder, Tim Clark, and a myriad of other pop exclusive figures. Right below all the pops, we put this new cabinet in. We have all of the Corgi cars and most of the Muppet on motorcycles. We have more Sigma, including the Dr. Teeth and Fozzie and Rolf mugs. We have the Fisher-Price action figures, all individual, as well as in the players box set. We have a very rare Phenomena 45 single. Here we have the more Sigma. This is the Miss Piggy bath line. There's a tissue box holder, a toothbrush holder, a napkin holder, a picture frame. We also have, you see, the Swedish Chef and Kermit and Piggy from the motorcycle line, and a rare baby animal from Muppet Babies. I opened the case so you can see a little better. Here are the rest of these Sigma mugs, as well as the small figures are Muppets Tonight porcelain figures from France. There's also a Miss Piggy cameo back there in the back, and Miss Piggy Muppet Babies small Sigma figure there as well. We have an extremely rare tiny Pepe that you could only get from carnivals. He's from Nanco, as well as a Dankin Gonzo puppet, still with his tags, of course. And behind him, we have the Fozzie puppet from Fisher-Price and the Kermit puppet from Fisher-Price, the Animal Player Drum, the Muppet Style Guide, as well as another Muppet Style Guide. We have a selection of other style guides. These are camera bags. They were made in the 80s. They were designed by one of the Muppet creative directors named Craig Yo. He actually signed those for me. So those are signed, sealed Muppet camera bags. Here we have some prototypes of Muppet Baby figures. Those were also from Craig Yo and are signed as well. And leading to the bottom, we have Rolf and Fozzie, Fisher-Price puppets and stuffed animals, the Muppet Show color form set. There is a Muppet Show advertisement for station owners. Miss Piggy pillow, the Muppet Shrinky Dinks. This is a Zandra folder for the press release of the Jim Henson Hour. It even has a real safety pin in her ear, which is a very cool touch. At the bottom, we have a selection of bags and luggage. There's a Kermit piece of child's luggage back there, and a Kermit and Miss Piggy tote bag in the front. That leads us to the vintage area of the museum, where we have items from the Muppet Show. Here are the original Muppet Show lunch boxes. We have some Ted's shoe displays. That Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem is the backside to this lunchbox here. But this is an unpressed, unused piece of metal that would have been used to create the back of the lunchbox. And then we have Animal. We have the Pigs in Space lunchbox. A track of John Denver and the Muppets, A Christmas Together. The Kermit phone. And we have some Muppet puzzles and pillows and watches and pins. I mean, anything and everything was made with the Muppets back in the day. Here are a selection of Miss Piggy notebooks, 2 different sizes. They have Dr. Teeth notebooks, again, 2 different sizes. Clocks, games, the Viewmaster Theater, different types of watches. There's Kermit and there's Miss Piggy. There's also a selection of character pins, including Scooter and Miss Piggy, Gonzo, Dr. Teeth, Floyd, and they even made a Zoot pin, which you don't see much Zoot merch, which they really should make more of. But that leads us to the other thing of Zoot merch. He's part of the Schleck line here, and we have most of those. There's also some notebooks and the Fisher-Price puppets and stuffed animals, and 2 different animal drums. These were marching drums that you could attach to yourself and march around and annoy your parents, as well as some party supplies. There's an open version of that Kermit puppet. There's some bean bags from Fisher-Price as well, and a Fozzie and Floyd small notebook. In this cabinet, we have a bunch of Muppet music items. There's another animal drum at 2 different Dr. Teeth tambourines, actually, and 3 different Miss Piggy tambourines. There are 2 larger ones and a smaller one. These were made by Noble and Cooley, and that leads to the big Muppet Show Electric Mayhem trap drum set. That's in the box. It's been opened, but that is a great story we will tell you about someday as well. On top of that are some bags and Muppet Show on Tour pennants and pins. Those are very cool. That was a great show to see. They were people in giant costumes of the Muppets that ran for a few years. There was a Muppet Babies. They have Sesame Street versions that still run today. There's a vintage Kermit pillow. This is a press release for the Muppet movie. This cabinet begins with Kermit and Miss Piggy Ked standees, the extremely rare Phenomenon, the Snow exclusive pop figures, as well as the Comic-Con metallic figures. There's another Muppet Show advertisement for studio execs and stations in the back there. Miss Piggy teapot, Kermit and Miss Piggy cookie jars and teapots, and salt and pepper shakers. We have another Muppet Show advertisement for another season of the show. A selection of Crunchy Stars memorabilia. There's the Crunchy Stars box, the Swedish Chef plush doll that you had to mail away for, as well as a Crunchy Stars coffee mug, flashlight, and games. We have a Statler Waldorf container and a selection of egg containers from Sigma. Again, another Zoot item, which you don't see very much of. We have a Kermit cookie jar, Kermit and Miss Piggy cookie jar, Gonzo sugar bowl, Miss Piggy container, and a Fozzie with a banana salt and pepper shaker. If I move this Muppet movie press kit, you will see even more items, including another Kermit cookie jar, some more salt and pepper shakers, a 1975 Continental Bank kangaroo puppet that the Henson Company made as a promotional item to get customers to deposit $300 or more into a new or existing account. It still has its smaller, very rare Roo puppet as well. Next up is the section that I'm going to be working on soon, which is why I'm making this video, because this section is going to get redone. This is a bunch of standees and store displays. So we have a Ked's store display with the Muppets. They're hanging from balloons. This is kind of like an homage from the Great Muppet Caper. We have a 5 feet tall Big Bird store display, a Muppets from Space video display holding the Wacky Wobblers figures. These are all the exclusives, as well as the regulars are behind them. These, Fozzie and Animal, and you'll see Constantine back there. Those are theater displays from the UK that were only in movie theaters there. They didn't have them in the US for whatever reason. And then we have video displays from the Muppets. That's a triangular display, it fans out. And a video display from Muppets Most Wanted, featuring the Pops of Sam Eagle and the Swedish Chef, as well as the Walmart exclusive puppet set. Then we have a Pez display featuring the Pop figures, Kermit, Miss Piggy, Fozzie, Gonzo, Animal, Dr. Teeth. They are all under there below. There is the displays of Jason Segel and Amy Adams from the Muppets. This Miss Piggy here, there's a Kermit kind of hidden in the back. That Miss Piggy is the large floor store display from Ked's locations. And speaking of Ked's, there is a Ked's box of slippers with Miss Piggy slippers in them. We have a selection of paint items and craft items. There is sun catchers and paint by number figurines, puzzles. There is a radio headset, some wrapping paper. These are window displays for the Muppet Christmas Carol. Behind them are theater displays. That's Fozzie's hat. They're banners that would be hung up when the Muppets was in theaters, as well as a video display from the Muppets when that came out on video, and another theater display from the UK featuring Kermit and Miss Piggy. Here we see the top of a video display for the Muppets. Here you can see the full display as it originally appeared in stores. And yes, I still have the rest of the display in storage. As well as a set of bendable exercising Muppets from the late 80s. Moving right along, we get to the Muppet movies and later into the 80s. We have the Muppet Musicians of Bremen on VHS, The Frog Prince, a selection of the Playhouse videos, lunch boxes featuring the Muppets and Muppet Babies. Oh, VHS and Beta. Can't forget Beta. There's also a selection of tapes and puzzles and color form sets. There is a lunchbox here featuring the characters from the Jim Henson Hour. This is a sealed Juicy Fruit lunchbox, and the Juicy Fruit is still inside. The play-along video series are there, as well as these wind-up Muppets, which are very hard to find. There's Miss Piggy doing karate. We also have, there's Animal, and there's Miss Piggy in the Pigs in Space set, as well as a floating Miss Piggy. There's a Fozzie, not in his box, but he's there anyway. This is a 45 record of The Great Muppet Caper, the first time it happens. We also have a selection of the Pez that they came out with in the 80s, and Oral-B toothpaste. There's a Kermit and Miss Piggy BMX racers on bikes. You would wind them up and they would race. All on this area here, including soundtracks to Muppets Take Manhattan, The Great Muppet Caper, and the Muppet Movie. Below that is another selection of items from the 80s, including this still sealed Crayola Claytime set, Oral-B toothpaste and toothbrushes, as well as these soaps. There are some pins. There are hooks, door hangers, Muppet Movie puzzles, including one that features Zoo. Unopened Kermit and Miss Piggy Hallmark card seals, still sealed Crayola Color and Play Great Muppet Caper set. Here we have a selection of Great Muppet Caper items, including this Miss Piggy dancing on the table puzzle, the small Great Muppet Caper game, the large Great Muppet Caper board game. There's a Fozzie puzzle from the Muppet Movie, and a selection of Hallmark items, plaques and keychains and little trinket boxes and all kinds of good stuff, including a Muppet Caper Viewmaster and a Kermit shampoo bottle. Coming down from there, we have a Miss Piggy scale, some more Hallmark items, including these stickers. There are notepads and socks and puzzles and sheets, more Pez. That's the Miss Piggy shampoo that goes with the Kermit you saw a second ago. There are small notebooks back there, larger notebooks. This was a New York at Home hot plate. There is a Miss Piggy talking phone, some Muppet Baby books, an Animal, some Muppet Baby sealed paint by numbers and sticker sets and books. And that leads us into the Muppet Baby section. There's a large Miss Piggy plush here and some tray puzzles, as well as some more books and the very easy to find McDonald's small plush. There's a Muppet Baby's punching bag and puppets and a watch. And then we're gonna get to some regular Muppets. Coming up from the Muppet Baby section, we have the Muppet Adventures video game. There's a door hanger, some Kermit and Piggy plush, Post-it notes. It's a Fozzie Bear laptop desk. It has a pillow on the back and it's flat on the front, so you could put it on your lap and use it as a desk. This is a Miss Piggy Dankin puppet. We have some more notebooks and some party supplies, and leads up to more toothbrushes and some pencils. Here in the back, that is the only piece of merchandise ever released for Little Muppet Monsters. That is a Little Muppet Monsters Play School tray puzzle, a still sealed and in mint condition Pigs in Space Atari game. Here we have a selection of Miss Piggy bath items, including combs, brushes, mirrors, bandages, and a travel kit. Keychains and pencil toppers featuring Rolf and Fozzie and Animal. That's actually me on the cover of Muppet Magazine. Back in the day, you used to be able to go to amusement parks and such and have your face put on a magazine. And that's what I did as a kid, and that's me on a fake cover of Muppet Magazine. And here is a tin featuring the Muppets, as well as a sealed copy of the play-along video, Neat Stuff. A large Muppet Big figure that Disney Parks put out. This is Kermit the Frog and his banjo. It's flocked. It's actually a music box, and when it's wound properly, it plays the Rainbow Connection, and the fireflies in the back will light up. Here we have another set of party supplies. These are circus themed. We also have a different Kermit phone, as well as a framed Kermit coming out of his stamp. Those were released around 2006. That was one of the day and date things you could get from the stamp unveiling event that I went to. Here's our selection of storybooks, including songbooks, storybooks, chapter books, pop-up books, activity books, and plush figures and puppets. That leads us to the 90s. I should mention that the entire collection is topped by lunchboxes from that era. And the 90s lunchboxes, here is Muppet Treasure Island, and that leads down into the Muppet Vision 3D section. We have the bank and some of the pennies you could create, the pins, other park exclusive stuff, including glasses from the attraction. This Bean Bunny plush, there's Rizzo, and that goes to Muppet Treasure Island. Here is the whole display from McDonald's and the figures that you can get there with the Happy Meals. This is Kermit and Miss Piggy shampoo bottles. This is also soap from Muppet Treasure Island below them. There are some stamp sets. This is the Under 3 toy from McDonald's. Moving on over, we have a selection of Hardee's, Muppet Christmas Carol, Finger Puppets, Muppet Treasure Island Viewmaster, some UK Muppet Treasure Island figures, as well as the US versions, Muppet Treasure Island game, a large Kermit as Captain Smollett plush, and a hat. This is a Spam bandana featuring Spam. That was never released to the public because, as you might know, the company that owns Spam sued the Henson company for the use of the name in the movie, so they could not release any Spam merchandise. This section here features more 90s era items, including Muppet Treasure Island party supplies, the laser discs of both Muppet Treasure Island and Muppet Christmas Carol. We have some more Muppet Treasure Island shampoo, Muppet Christmas Carol Bendham figures. This talking Caribbean amphibian Kermit that was released to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Sesame Street. These are the Muppet High line of PVC figures by Presents. They were part of a planned 1950s set Muppet series Jim Henson was working on before his death. Not sure why Animal was reimagined as a guitar player though. Here we have more items from the Kermit collection, including this Kermit bowl, keychains, coin purses, a sealed box of Muppets Take the Ice hockey trading cards, and plush figures from both Eigel and Applause. Here we have a still in the box Kermit collection drum and Jack in the Box, as well as more notebooks, postcards, keychains, and magnets. Here are the Junior Toys Kermit collection Kermit and Miss Piggy beanbags, a sealed pack of Kermit Post-it notes, the Eigel Swedish Chef doll, which was the first Swedish Chef doll widely available to the public, as the Crunchy Stars Swedish Chef doll was only available as a mail-away. Moving on to the early 2000s, we have a whole selection of Palisades items. We have Phil Van Neuter and a exclusive UK crash helmet Gonzo signed by many of the Palisades staff. Here next to Thog, and the tour animal is the very first figure that Palisades came out with in this line. That is the Dr. Teeth variant. This is the White Tux Rolf, the Jim Henson figure, Uncle Deadly, who is now a major Muppet character, thank goodness, because he's fantastic. We have the wedding set and the Blue Tux Gonzo. The Rainbow Connection Kermit figure benefited the Cooper Perry Foundation, while the Miss Piggy, Gonzo, and Beaker figures were given out at industry events. Below that, we have the backstage playset. We have the Electric Mayhem all rocking out, including Lips and Clifford, who was only with Electric Mayhem for the Muppets at Walt Disney World, but will always be an honorary member nonetheless. I should mention that I have all the Palisade figures still in box, but there are, as you saw, a selection opened. These are all the exclusives that are still sealed. So we have the gold Tux Gonzo, which was an industry exclusive at Toy Fair one year. There's the Indiana Jones, or I should say Adventure Kermit in the back there. The Statler and Waldorf from Bunsen and Beaker. These are all different versions that were released throughout the years. Then we have the small figures that were a different line that Palisades put out, and Mega Camilla in the back. Here we have more convention exclusives, as well as the Mega Muppet figures of Beaker and Animal. An industry giveaway Kermit in a mini lunchbox, the exclusive Swedish Chef figure, a numbered limited edition Wizard World exclusive mini lunchbox Vacation Fozzie, and a limited edition Wizard World exclusive artist proof of Crash Helmet Gonzo. Then we get into the NASCAR line for the 25th anniversary of the Muppet Show. There's a line of large cars, all in boxes where you can't see the cars, but we will see a selection of different versions of those in a second. As we get into the later 2000s, there are some more lunch boxes. We have a Kermit head bank, a Nanco plush Rizzo. Here is a mint condition musical animal t-shirt, still in its original box. The shirt came with a small battery and each drum and cymbal could be played. It also had a feature where you could play a pre-recorded drum solo as well. These are the smaller NASCAR cars and the Pepe plush that you could only get at carnivals. This was a large version. He is extremely rare, and I just happened to find him at a carnival and had to bribe the carnival attendant to basically give this to me for like 20 bucks. But today it's upwards of 100 on eBay. There's a Muppet Kubricks. Here we have a mint condition copy of the Muppet Uno game and the extremely rare Supreme Kermit Kubrick. A coin sorter and a selection of mint condition, still in the package, ceramic magnets. This was a snow globe, but it unfortunately broke. Believe it or not, the Kermit, Animal, and Gonzo in the back are plush slinkies. Their bodies are actually coils that spring open. Here are two more NASCAR variations, a large car in a see-through plastic shell, and a small car in a window box. Here we have the Kermit and Miss Piggy bobbleheads. We have some small plush finger puppets that were released at Starbucks. Some giant Pez. That Kermit the head right there is a belt buckle. A large Fozzie plush. A Gonzo from the Arizona Diamondbacks. A Kermit bank. And that leads us down into this section here where we have mints, a whole bunch of pins, and these jumpers that you could suction them to a window and they would kind of dangle. There was these puppets where you hit the bottom and they would move around, and there was Kermit, Pepe, Animal, and Beaker in that line. These are Animal and this Miss Piggy. Antenna toppers. There's a couple of light switch covers. There's Kermit and a Bunsen and Beaker, a light switch. And in the back is a different selection of NASCAR. They're kind of hard to see, but there's a small version of the car with the hood and a bigger version of the car and a larger version of the hood. Here's a Kermit Magic 8-ball, as well as a patch. Here we have some more magnets, some lip balm, some sour puckers. There's the Kermit of the antenna set. There's a Beaker from Starbucks. They re-released the Corgi cars during the 25th anniversary of the Muppet Show promotion, and those are back there. Gonzo was also part of that antenna topper line. The Disney parks released those Kermit head antenna toppers as well. And we have more of the plush. This is a Sababa Janice. Kermit as a pirate from Nanco. Phone cases, a leather checkbook, more pins, bookmarks, nesting dolls, a sealed copy of the Game Boy Advance game, Spy Muppets, Licensed to Croak, a Muppet puzzle featuring Johnny Fiamma and Bean Bunny, and even more NASCAR variations. Kermit and Miss Piggy handheld mirrors, tin box keychains, and shoelaces. These are large plush, again from Sababa, and that will wrap up the early 2000s section. And we'll move over to the next section, which is books. Now I know what you're thinking, we just did a section of books. Well, these are the non-fiction books, mainly non-fiction. This is Jim Henson, the biography by Brian J. Jones that is signed. There is also an early copy of the pre-published manuscript. That is a copy of The Bat Can Bat by Gene Beretta, which he drew me into, which was very, very humbling and very, very cool. Many, many, many of these books are signed. We have Michael Davis' Street Gang, Becoming Maria, The Muppets Character Encyclopedia by Craig Shemin, The World of the Dark Crystal, Sesame Street, A Celebration of 40 Years, 2 copies of Muppets and Men, one which is signed by Steve Whitmire, Dave Goelz, and the late Jerry Nelson, among many notable others, as well as another copy signed by Muppet builder Bonnie Erickson and Muppet Show writer Joe Bailey. The Dark Crystal and Labyrinth Ultimate Visual Guides, Jim Henson, Imagination Illustrated, along with a few others signed as well. And this copy of Jim Henson The Works, which is just insanely full of magnificent people signing that for me. Here we have the Muppet Show pop shots. These were greeting cards that opened up and became 3D. We have the Tale of Sand collection as well as bookmarks. This is another selection of Muppet bookmarks. These are from the 80s. Miss Piggy bookends. These are all the GM Lee, the Dark Crystal prequel books. In the back here, this is all a selection of live events and activity programs. Also some theater tickets. We have a selection of Muppet magazines, the omnibus of the Roger Langridge Muppet comic books, as well as the Labyrinth collections and the paperback Dark Crystal prequel books. We go back up, and that will bring us to the Disney Parks area, headed up by these Muppet lunch boxes, including the lunchbox from the Muppets 2011 video release. These items are now mainly from the Disney Parks. We have the Rizzo, Gonzo, and Kermit large vinylmations. We have this volunteer button and pail. We have a Disney racer, which has Kermit as a race car. This is the set of vinylmations in the back. The exclusive Food and Wine Swedish Chef. There was the regular and the messy Chase version. There's Waldo, which you don't see a lot of Waldo merch. This is the extremely rare Park 1 series vinylmation Kermit. There's another kind of vinylmation Kermit. There was two versions of that. One was the Chase and one was the regular. Here we have a Kermit Muppet snow globe, a miniature Kermit plush, as well as magnets and mini Muppets that were only available in blind bags. And I'm not sure why, but as you can see, there are two different sizes. There's the small size of Kermit, Miss Piggy, Bean, and Fozzie, and then a larger size Gonzo and a larger size animal. I am not sure why they did that. And then we have the emoji keychain of Kermit. One side of him looks like that, other side looks like that. Moving on, we have the brass key line of figures. There's a Miss Piggy behind this Pizza Rizzo menu, which is signed by Steve Whitmire. We have a Kermit patched. This is a giant hat and vinylmation set. There are magnets and pens and buttons and a notepad back there. 30th anniversary of MGM, now called Disney Hollywood Studios, gift card. They made some Statler and Waldorf old It Sure Beats Dead merch. They had a t-shirt as well as a magnet and a keychain. California Adventure, shot glasses and mugs, Muppet Labs patch, a Sweetums Laplander hat that was available in the parks a while ago as well. This section in here has a lot of late 2000 items, including some notebooks and stickers and purses and all kinds of cool little items. Gloves that are over here, and the Disney Store Kermit and Miss Piggy phone cases. These were a set of Muppet figures. A lot of people use them for cake topping. This is some Muppet cutlery that was only available in certain grocery stores. You can see a larger Sam vinylmation in the back there. This is some iHome supplies and more phone cases and a speaker. There is a wristlet. This animal includes a large set of boxers. This is a Miss Piggy little purse and some chain wallets, a bag back there as well. And that leads us into this section here, which you can't even see, but this section from right here all the way back is all Hallmark and American Greetings cards. Here's a selection of them here. We have small ones, medium ones, all kinds of different sizes. This section here are all calendars, and it goes back kind of a ways. That is a German calendar. It's not even spelled the way, obviously, we spell it here in America. That is spelled with a K. We have, again, some more cards. These are the Toys That Time Forgot books. Each one of these volumes contains information about unreleased Muppet products, and we will move on from there. Into the late 2000s, we have the Muppet Style Guide. We have a Muppets Most Wanted popcorn bucket, some animal lunch boxes, and a selection of plush from the 2011 Disney Store exclusive Muppet line. We have Rizzo, who was not really even in that movie. We have these small metal figures featuring animal. There are two different versions. One has blue pants, one has tan pants. We have Muppet Band-Aids. We have the extremely rare Pepe plush. These are Roxo Kermit Animal items, a Muppet watch, and some Muppets Most Wanted items in the back there. And down here there's some notebooks. This is the Muppets Most Wanted Disney Store PVC line, as well as the Muppet version from 2011. The Muppet Movie's 35th anniversary soundtrack release. Some squishy Sum, the Walter plush. These are the Muppet Mini-Mates. There was the exclusive Toys R Us versions and regular versions. Here's the Pigs in Space. Here are Kermit and Miss Piggy. They have the two different versions of Bunsen and Beaker. Here's regular, and then that's the blown up version over there. This is a set of Muppet Ice Cube tray molds. Hez re-releases. There's some puzzles. That is a banner for your classroom in the back. These are 45 records for You Are the Sunshine of My Life from the 2015 ABC series. One of them is the green vinyl, one of them is the regular vinyl. The green one was the exclusive, hard to find one. This is a tie, not Beanie Babies, but Beanie Buddies Kermit. And then we have a selection of DVD and Blu-ray releases of the Muppets. And down here we have some Muppets Most Wanted plush, including Gonzo in his Taming of the Bulls outfit. And there are some keychains, including one from Electric Mayhem. Some buttons you can find at like Five Below. There's a Constantine in his gi, a 3D lenticular postcard, and some patches. This is Rolf and the Swedish Chef from the Muppets Most Wanted line. There is a Muppets bag. And this is another set of plush that were available at Toys R Us. A box of Muppet PSP accessories. Here we have some key toppers, a pencil case, and yes, those are Muppets Most Wanted shampoo bottles in every variety and size they came in. There is also an animal head coin purse and a Kermit watch in a Kermit head box. That brings us down here to the Kermit and Animal metal figures in the Disney grouping packaging, as well as the Metacom Ultra Detailed action figure Kermit and Miss Piggy. We have the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance soundtrack on vinyl, as well as the Emmett Otter's Joke Band Christmas vinyl picture disc. There's the Muppet Babies play set. There's Go to Bed, Fred's Friend, Peekaboo, Lizzie Lou. There's the Diamond Select Kermit with Proper Eyes, and a re-release of the monster at the end of this book. This is a Hollywood Reporter on the making of the 50th anniversary of Sesame Street and the exclusive Julia first release plush. That was just the perimeter. Now let's check out the interior displays where we get into more categorized items. This section here is mainly international merchandise. These Zilly kits are a bunch of fabric that you put together to create Muppets. That is the entire store display of the Zilly kits. We have, again, another one of those vintage Muppet Show action figures. Here's a bendable Kermit. These, again, are all from the UK, not released in the United States. This is the Muppet Treasure Island from Italy. And we have these Muppets popcorn containers from the UK. We have the Muppet Show talcum powder, a selection of glasses and yo-yos. Here we have Kermit, and we have the Miss Piggy. There's a animal PVC, some Swedish Chef small figures. We have the Trump Tops Game plush and magnets and stickers. There is a wind-up Gonzo and animal back there. There's some keychains. We have the international releases for greeting cards that they did. They were all different than the Hallmark releases here, and they're much different sizes. Here is a Kermit laptop bag, as well as some small Kermit vinyl pouches for school supplies, some keychains, Fraggle Rock cards, and a small cup. Here are some variants of Tiffy from Sesame Strasse, Germany's version of Sesame Street. Japanese Kermit push puppet and Oral-B toothbrush set of stickers, Statler and Waldorf figurines. This is from when the Muppets took the O2. They had the live show. This is a magnet and a mug. Keychain items from Japan, and that's a Kermit from Japan and a Reporter Kermit from Japan as well. That Gonzo is a ornament, and we have a plush and a notebook. This is the Disney Store International UK release. It came with a poster. The American release did not. We have these charity pins that help the Multiple Sclerosis Society. Here is a group of phone cards, vintage stickers featuring Miss Piggy, Statler and Waldorf, and Fozzie. Again, there's some more greeting cards back there and some of the Muppet annuals. These were books based on some of the skits from the show. Corgi, cars, and a Kermit apron that could make yourself look like Kermit while you were cooking. Playing cards and ornaments and plush. That's a Kermit Pods figure that's extremely rare and hard to find. There's some puzzles and some plush notebooks. Statler and Waldorf plush figures and puzzles and albums. And this is, you can see, this is Scared of the Dark. This is the US release. Why is that there? Because here's the Mexican release. This Muppets Most Wanted game was given out in movie theaters. There is a Japanese copy of the Dark Crystal on Laserdisc along with a ticket to the premiere. There's a Fraggle Rock book back there. That's an activity book. That's the, again, the international version. This is the Polly Pocket kind of thing. It's micro superstars. Kermit saves the day. Small characters that would fit in Kermit's head, and his head became the play set. Very, very cool stuff. All international releases. Again, this is, there's some stuff from Israel and Japan and the UK and Australia and all kinds of cool stuff that America didn't get. Coming around from the international releases, we have the Kermit Chia Pet. That's a UK lunch box. Here we have the fast food and premium area. This is a set of plush puppets that were only available in the Netherlands at the supermarket chain Albert Heijn. You needed to buy a certain amount of groceries in order to gain enough points, then use the points to collect the set. These are the Great Muppet Caper glasses, only they're not glass, you'll see. They are plastic. In Australia, they did not use glass, they used plastic. So those are plastic International Muppet Caper glasses / cups. We have the Jack in the Box set of figures, including Fozzie and the Swedish Chef and Pepe and Kermit. This is a Kermit backpack from the UK. Here you see some Fraggle Rock cast and crew buttons from McDonald's that was used to promote the Fraggle Rock, a set of Happy Meal toys, Cheerios, cereal boxes from Muppets Most Wanted. This is the Subway selection of bags from Muppets Most Wanted, and these are Cheerio cereal cutouts for the Muppet movie. We have a Sparrow Muppets from Space pizza box. We have the Dairy Queen set of figures here on their cups. There are Blockbuster small plush in the back. These are the Muppet Treasure Island finger puppets. And we have the Welch's jelly jars from Muppets in Space, not Muppets from Space. Don't get them confused. Muppets in Space, Welch's jelly jars. Here is a placemat from McDonald's promoting the Great Muppet Caper glasses. Behind that, we have a Swedish Chef placemat. Amazing Fruits, Muppet Treasure Island, Mail Away Radio. We have the Miss Piggy and Kermit Muppet Treasure Island finger puppets, as well as more Muppet Babies and Muppets in Space items. Here are the Muppet Wizard of Oz exclusive plush, and we also have some Avon exclusive Miss Piggy items as well. And these are Kermit Miss Piggy Good to Grow juice toppers. There's a couple different versions of those. We have some Suave Kids shampoo, the Muppet Babies Happy Meal toys, and Muppets from Space toys from Sparrow, Sesame Street cereal, and a mail away Muppets Take Manhattan hat. Coming down the backside, we have Long John Silver Winter Muppet Land figures featuring Fozzie, Miss Piggy, Gonzo, and Kermit. Here is the Wendy's Kids Meal tray advertising all the toys you could get through the Muppets from Space line, which are also in that cabinet, as well as these window clings, which bring us to the holiday section. This section has some media and not just Christmas stuff, but holidays as a whole. From the top, we have these Christmas marshmallow pops featuring Kermit and Miss Piggy, a selection of CDs from various Muppet productions, as well as Sing, a golden music cassette all about Joe Raposo's songs. We have these Dark Crystal and Labyrinth ornaments, some VHS, The World of Jim Henson, Muppet Sing-Alongs, Muppet Treasure Island, the Christmas toy. This is the Muppets Celebrate Jim Henson golden music cassette, as well as Street Gang, the audiobook, and a bunch of Sesame Street and Muppet ornaments. As you can see, all still in the package. Coming down from that, we have a copy of the Muppet Christmas Carol soundtrack on cassette. We have some Valentine's cards. We have ornaments and pins. Here's Bunsen and Beaker all wound up. That is a Disney exclusive ornament. That is a Miss Piggy shoe ornament. This is a Kermit Sigma ornament and a St. Patrick's Day pin. Here is a Halloween mask of Stinky. Stinky and Jake the Animal Show. That's a mask from that production. Here is the Wilderness World Dr. Seuss items for Christmas and a Christmas Kermit and some Valentine's cards and some mugs and more ornaments. Here's a puzzle for St. Patrick's Day, some Muppet Christmas Carol stickers and some Muppet Valentines in the back, some giant greeting cards, and small plush Pookaloos and head ornaments from Sigma, some cards, stickers, and Valentines for the Muppets and Muppets Most Wanted. Here are some animated Kermit and Animal plush. You would push the button and they would sing and move. There's a glass animal head ornament, some Miss Piggy Valentines and Valentine's cards. That Gonzo is a dog toy that was sold at PetSmart a few years ago. There's the Electric Mayhem bus ornament and some small ornaments here on this fake little tree. There's a glass Swedish Chef ornament, some UK Muppet Party Popper, some Muppets Tonight Valentines and stickers, some wrapping paper, another glass ornament featuring Kermit. There's Rizzo, a Disney Store exclusive Kermit and Miss Piggy ornament, a Dankin Miss Piggy Christmas puppet, Halloween themed Muppet dog toys. There's an Uncle Traveling Matt card for Valentine's Day Muppet Christmas Carol plate, newer Hallmark ornaments. Here's the vintage Fraggle Rock ornament. This is a glass ornament of Kermit, only released in the UK. Stocking hanger, a copy of the Muppet Christmas Carol, and here we have not one, but two Kermit Nutcrackers. That brings us to the section on the Muppets and Muppets Most Wanted promotional items. Many people ask, what would Kermit do? Well, with this hat, many people ask, what does this hat say? This is part of a set of Kermit promotional items only available through theater chains in Australia. This is the Go-Gurt that was used to promote Muppets Most Wanted. No, the Go-Gurt is not in there anymore. I've taken all that out, but it was in my refrigerator for way too long. These are Muppets Most Wanted popcorn buckets and a Disney lunchbox. This is a popcorn bucket from Mexico. Obviously, it does not say Muppets Most Wanted. And this is also a popcorn bucket from Mexico as well. The UK got exclusive cups and figure toppers, including those with Animal, Kermit, and Miss Piggy. They also got some exclusive plush. This Kermit collar was also part of the exclusive line from Australia movie theaters. To promote the 2015 series, ABC had a tour bus travel to many cities across the country, where, after you watched a teaser trailer for the show, they gave you one of these pins. Here you can see the complete collection. There was a line of nail polish for 2011's The Muppets, and the store displays from that. OPI also put out a selection of nail polish for Muppets Most Wanted, and here are two of the store displays as well as some of the nail polish. There's also some other items for the Muppet series. This is a mail away for a Constantine hat. This is the drinking cups from Mexican theaters, as well as a notepad, pencils, and a pen, and a watch. They were all part of the promotional materials for Muppets Most Wanted. Here we have the Fat Mojo Dark Kermit Constantine exclusive San Diego Comic-Con plush. This is the line of Muppet Hot Wheels, and right below the Hot Wheels are the Disney Park exclusive Muppet Star Wars crossover line of figures, including Bean as Wicket, Rizzo as Yoda, as well as the rest of the line of figures. Here we see two vintage Miss Piggy posters. One's a lot larger than the other, but this is Miss Piggy on a motorcycle with Kermit on the back and a Pig Power giant Miss Piggy poster. Coming back around, we have a selection of magazines featuring the Muppets and Jim Henson creations, including Labyrinth, The Storyteller, and The Dark Crystal. Now we come to the second window area, which includes this large Muppet Treasure Island VHS standee from a video store. And we're gonna go around that. And we see Hairy Monster plush from Sesame Place, some Bear in the Big Blue House stuff, some various plush in the back, some Doozer and Fraggle Rock plush, the talking baby from Dinosaurs, the small Sababa plush, there's a buddy from Dinosaurs, there's the worm from Labyrinth, a Muppet Whatnot from the Muppet Whatnot Workshop, there's a superhero Green Lantern-esque Kermit back there. Summer Penguin wearing a Miss Piggy beret. We have some plush Sum-Sums and board games and puzzles of the Dark Crystal, Sesame Street, and Dinosaurs, and Fraggle Rock, and Bear in the Big Blue House. This is the Muppet Show dartboard. We have the Kermit and Miss Piggy Lounge Fly backpacks and animal little purse. This is a Fisher-Price Oscar the Grouch. These are the Dinosaurs and Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors pop figures. Here we have the Target and other exclusive Muppet Baby figures and plush. This is the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance pop figures, as well as the reaction line from Funko. This is the New York Comic Con exclusive Kira with the Gartham. And we have the Muppet Babies plush and Dark Crystal Pez. We have the Hunter from the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. And we have the Wanderer and Heretic 2-pack pop figures. The Flocked Fraggle Rock Funko Shop exclusive figures, as well as the Urso the Mystic and Gartham reaction figures. The Mystic is signed by Tim Clark, which leads us into the Henson Other area, meaning Henson-related items not featuring the Muppet Show characters. It starts with Henson Family Series, most notably items from Sesame Street. Of course, at the top, you have lunchboxes. Here are the plastic as well as the metal Fraggle Rock lunchboxes. Here we have a selection of Sesame Street and Sesame Place exclusives, including some Pops, PVC figures, 50th anniversary nail polish, finger puppets, and phone cases. And we come back down and there are pins and Sesame Place items in here, including tickets and patches, 50th anniversary, nail polish. These are all the exclusive Pops. Some of them are signed by Carol Spinney. These are park exclusive figurines. There's a 45 single record of Ernie singing Rubber Ducky with the Spanish version El Petito on the other side. Here we have plush of Oscar the Grouch, Bear from Bear in the Big Blue House, the Cat in the Hat from the Wobulous World of Dr. Seuss, and Red Fraggle. Just below them, we have some smaller plush, some Fraggle Rock koozies and pins and buttons. These are Fraggle Rock pencils and pencil toppers, which are apparently extremely rare and hard to find. Here are some Sesame Street key covers. We also have Benny the Rabbit, Ernie's Rubber Ducky, of course, and we go into the Fraggle Rock section. We got Gobo and Uncle Traveling Matt and Cotter Pin. That's a cup from the HBO days. And here are the Gorg PVCs, which are extremely hard to find. Some Manhattan toy plush and some Sobaba plush. And we have the Fraggle Rock shot glasses there. And here we go down to the Bear in the Big Blue House section. So we have Tutter and Bear and Ojo and all of the Bear in the Big Blue House stuff. There's actually a Fraggle Rock wallet in the back there as well. This is a mug set of bear, and you would create a larger bear from different pieces. Then we have some Dinosaur Train, Scary Scary Monsters, Wobulous by Dr. Seuss, the Pajaminals, Sid the Science Kids back there, and some very cool other all Henson family stuff. Along the edge, we have some vintage Sesame Street PVC figures, some other Sesame Street games and plush. We also have some records. We have some Bear in the Big Blue House party supplies and puzzles. There are some Dinosaurs activity books. There's a Creature Shop Dino from the Flintstones Loot Crate box set and a Sesame Street tape recorder. Now we're going into the Henson Creature Shop other area where we have the Dark Crystal and Labyrinth stuff. So here we have Dark Crystal pop figures. We have Labyrinth, the anniversary DVD and Blu-ray sets. We have wall clocks and puzzles, board games, and the expansion pack. This is a Dark Crystal shirt from the original movie, as well as a bunch of soundtracks. We have a new release Fiery plush from Labyrinth and the Fraggle Rock Kid Robot set of keychains. We have Chutter from the Bear and the Big Blue House plush, Dinosaurs Lunchbox, Sesame Street 45s, a Fraggle Rock drum over here, this Big Bird radio still in the box, some Sesame Street plush from Kellogg's, some Fraggle Rock pop figures, and here we have Bean, Grandma, and Father Bunny plush puppets from the Tale of the Bunny Picnic that Applause did when that special came out. Below them, we have a bunch of Fraggle Rock Sababa PVCs, as well as the busts from the Dark Crystal and Fraggle Rock comic books, the Wobulous World of Dr. Seuss mug, some exclusive pop figures, and the Super Grover Palisades figure. There's all kinds of other Jim Henson, Dark Crystal, and Labyrinth books in there. Below it, a section of story and activity books featuring Sesame Street, Fraggle Rock, Dog City, the Wobulous World of Dr. Seuss, and many more. Moving on, we have some more Labyrinth and Dark Crystal items, including more Labyrinth and Dark Crystal lunchboxes. This is the original vintage Labyrinth lunchbox by Thermos. And yes, the thermos is still inside. This is a new Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Essence vial by Weta. We have the Ludo pop figure, as well as a Happy Time Murders silly string. And if you've seen that movie, you know how silly string is used. We have a Dark Crystal VHS and beta, a Sir Didymus exclusive Alamo Draft House glass. We have some pins, and we have an original Fiery. His head comes off, his feet come off. If you see it in our other videos, you see us talk about that. Here are some Labyrinth plates and drinkware, bathroom cups, Dixie cup, kind of cups. These are from Sweetheart. Again, we have a bunch of pins. This is the Famicom game from Japan that was not released in the United States. Here is the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance beer that was released at one of the exhibitions, showing off some of the props and characters from the show. We have the Netflix buttons and pins that were at San Diego Comic-Con to promote the show, as well as Dark Crystal Age of Resistance hand sanitizer. There is a vintage Labyrinth pin. We have the books and the busts and some of the old comic books and pins and pens. This shelf features more of the action figures. We have Jen and the Landstrider, Chamberlain, Skeksis, and David Bowie as Jareth and Hoggle action figures, Sarah and the Worm pop pins, and we have the original soundtrack to Labyrinth on cassette. The Dark Crystal Jen and Kira dolls in the back. We have a large Jareth, some pins to promote the books, a Loot Crate card set, the door knockers back there, as well as a plush of the worm. Here we have the McFarlane Toys Jareth the Goblin King action figure. We have the Dinosaurs Subway promotions, the CD soundtrack to the film The Star that the Henson Company produced in association with Sony Animation. These are the Mirror Mask PVC sets, the Storyteller soundtrack, Jim Henson's City Critters blind box vinyl line, some vintage Labyrinth puzzles in the back, Labyrinth book, and the Labyrinth VHS, as well as the Dark Crystal press book in the back there. Both covers, one holographic, one not. The Dark Crystal read-along book and record, as well as it on tape, and the Marvel Super Special Dark Crystal comic. Down below we have various Jim Henson and Creature Shop items. We have stuff from the Witches, and Brian Henson's first gig was Return to Oz. So we have some Return to Oz stuff. We have Ninja Turtles and the Flintstones and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Farscape, Coca-Cola Polar Bear. Stuffed and unstrung items. Here we have some shot glasses and magnets. We have some selection of items from Extinction. This was a live puppet show the Henson Company put on at the Philadelphia Zoo in 2011. Items from dinosaurs, from McDonald's, as well as some vintage puzzles and Valentines and all of the action figures. Are you exhausted and overwhelmed yet? Because there's still more. Over on this shelf, we have a selection of plush from Sesame Place, including the exclusive Martian puppet plush. We have a Constantine plush and a Fraggle Rock clock, a Gorg, Junior Gorg to be specific, plush, a Farscape box set, a Carol Spinney signed Oscar the Grouch figure. We have Kermit Anniversary Rainbow Connection pin from Disneyland Park, as well as some more pins and things signed by Carol Spinney. Here we have a recreation of the Muppet Show cast and crew belt. We have some of the busts. We have a Jim Shore, Kermit and Miss Piggy, a lot of Disney pins. These are UK figurines of Animal, a whole set of desk objects. So there's Kermit with a tape dispenser, Kermit with a stapler, pen holder, and a bunch of like office supplies. Here's the movie minis, die-cast metal figures. They are all around the perimeter and the back of this shelf. Below all that, we have more of the busts and more Jim Shore figures and pins and Disney Park and Sesame Place exclusive items, including here's some President's Day and Easter pins. We have a Don't Stop Believing mug featuring Snuffleupagus. You wonder why that figment is there. Well, that figment goes with this Kermit. They make up a monorail set. I don't have the other ones because I only really like Kermit and Figment. I didn't need the other ones. Shh, don't tell anybody. Here we have some vintage Hallmark pewter figurines. We have some more of the Disney Park pins and Vinylmation pins and Jim Shore Gonzo. Here is a Kermit Vinylmation pin based on the Park 1 Vinylmation we showed earlier. Here is the Miss Piggy Inesco Cleopatra porcelain doll. Here are some more Disney pins. This is a music box of the Electric Mayhem music box. Movie minis now in this type of packaging instead of just individual. That's the box set of them. There's the Miss Piggy Marie Antoinette porcelain figure. Another Muppet Whatnot. Some exclusive pins for Muppets Most Wanted. And you may be wondering, why is this Presto figure here of the bunny? If you've watched the short, you may look real closely. You will see in the theater is our good friends, Statler and Waldorf, heckling the magic show going on. So that is why that is there. That is a nod to little cameo in the short. Along the bottom is a set of Sesame Street die-cast cars. If you've seen some of our videos with Cinema Sickness, you see me pick up a bunch of these at various thrift stores and antique malls. I'm still missing a few, but this is almost the entire set. There's also a vintage doozer in here as well. Coming around from there, we have another Big Bird signed by Carol Spinney. This is the UK version of the Pop signed by Carol Spinney. We have a Snuffleupagus Pop below that, and assortment of items from Hallmark released around 2011. This is the Animal Notepad set that was not released in stores, so it's extremely rare. We also have a selection of masks. They were international releases. Again, not something that was released in the United States. Small selection of Hallmark plush. We have a selection of kitchenware from Butler's. This was only released in the UK. Those are napkins. That's a greeting card. This is a set of bowls and coffee mugs. These are all napkins that were all released in the UK. In addition to the bowls and napkins, there was also planters of Animal and Beaker released in the UK. These are US release cups and mugs from Hallmark. That's a cupcake that makes noise. Here we have some other cups and mugs, also mainly released in the UK. I believe this one was from the Disney store though. And here are some other ones. We have Animal and Kermit in a Kermit face mug, and an Animal and some coffee mugs, and a selection of other drinkware, both international and American releases. We also have these Diamond Select action figures. These are more items designed by Craig Yo. He also signed those. Those are fanny packs. He also signed these Post-it notepads as well. Here we have two puppets from Stuffed and Unstrung, as well as a selection of 45 Sesame Street records. I believe most are, if not all, are sealed. Here is a autograph from Clueless Morgan, from Muppet Treasure Island, and Bill Beretta when I won a trivia contest on their show. Check it out. Here are some Muppet Movie CEDs and Laserdiscs. A copy of the Muppet Movie sheet music signed by Paul Williams. And here we have a lenticular 3D Muppet poster. Those were sold at Toys R Us and given away. I think if you bought the movie within a certain amount of time when it was first released, you could get that poster. Here we have another assortment of various things. There are some Palisades that are signed, the Jim Henson Pop figures, both the Target exclusive Comic-Con versions and the regular version with Kermit. We also have some cups and drinkware, promotional copy of the Muppet movie. We have Walter, that was the Japanese release, signed by Peter Lintz. We have different colors of the Happy Time Murders silly string. Here is a Big Bird AM FM radio, uplate with Miss Piggy mug, and a selection of Henson essential oils. In the drinkware section, we have the entire set of Hilton Craft Muppet Show mugs. The complete set is hard to find. We also have the Muppet Magazine cup, Muppets Take Manhattan promotional cups by Frito-Lay, as well as the extremely not rare Great Muppet Caper glasses. You will see these everywhere. They are not rare, they're everywhere. And if you do have them in your cabinet, which many people do not drink out of them. They have lead paint. So there's your lead paint warning for the day. Don't drink out of them. Here's some more cups and mugs. They are both vinyl as well as ceramic. These are from the Disney store as well as the UK versions in the back. But wait, there's more Muppet mugs. We have this Miss Piggy one. We have these vintage inspired mugs that were sold at Urban Outfitters. We also have some Disney store mugs in the back and some Disney Park ones over here. This Bunsen and beaker changes color. You can kind of see some of the things in the back. When hot water goes in, they will change and those things will appear. Muppet Party, that was at the Disney Soda Fountain store. And we have some other mugs that were sold at the park. Some drinkware made to look like oranges, as well as Turbis tumblers. Here we have a bag from the Odyssey Channel, which was once owned by Hallmark and Henson. That later became just the Hallmark Channel. This is a Muppet Caper sign from McDonald's. And here are some dark crystal prints that Jay Fosgit did and signed for me. Last but not least is my favorite section. This is all the cast and crew and exclusive items. These are watercolors done by my friend Doug Slack. These are the original watercolors. Just look at the detail on those. Very, very incredible stuff. These are all kinds of exclusive Disney store pins. That is a Walter and it's signed by Peter Lintz. There is a prototype from Funko of Augur from the Dark Crystal that they sent me as being the Funko Fanatic of the Week. That was unexpected, a surprise when that package came. This is a pewter Kermit wine topper. One of the coolest things in my collection. This was given to guests and staff at the Henson Company, and I picked it up at Muppet Fest about 20 or so years ago. It weighs more than you think it should for a wine topper. There is a Up Late with Miss Piggy mug. That is a production mug that was given to cast and crew as well as used on the show. So that is actually a Muppet prop. Here we have the Muppet Show cast and crew mug that was featured on the show Collector's Call, as well as that Kermit pewter wine topper. Oh, and by the way, I should say that Bear in the Big Blue House is signed by Bear himself, Mr. Noel McNeil. And over here we have a Grover for the Street Gang movie. This is a cast and crew Henson Company mirror mask pin that was given out at San Diego Comic-Con a few years ago. This is a cast and crew Clifford dog tag from Muppets Tonight. And back there we have a Brats of the Lost Nebula cast and crew pin. Back here we have the extra rare McDonald's manager's glass from that set of McDonald's Great Muppet Caper glasses. That's the one that went to the managers. If you see extras from Collector's Call, that was featured. This is a Gonzo mug from the Disney Credit Union that you have to open a bank account and you get that mug. Here is Moi's perfume, both opened and unopened. That is a animal prototype for a PVC figure that was never produced, as well as this. This is an animal plush keychain that was never produced. Here we have a copy of the Julie's Green Room soundtrack signed by Stephanie D'Abruzzo, a VHS of The Muppet Show featuring Alice Cooper's episode, which he signed. We have a Bear in the Big Blue House sticker signed by Bear himself. Here we have a 40th anniversary Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas DVD signed by Marilyn Skokel and Paul Williams. And there are some I Am Big Bird exclusives in the back. These are Christmas cards from the Jim Henson Company. This is the press kit for the Jim Henson's Creature Shop Challenge. That is a giant monster, and his eye opens up, and there's a DVD of the first episode inside. It flips open with more information about the show. Here is a signed gonger from our friend Warwick. Here is a very rare 70s bowl. Then we have an exclusive orange Oscar signed by Carol Spinney, a Rolf's Tavern pint glass, and a Rolf's Tavern coaster signed by Bill Beretta as Rolf. These were cast and crew items as well as used on the show. This is a D23 Presents Muppets Take Manhattan Kermit patch from the event in 2019. Here you can see a ticket to Muppet Fest. Here is the wristband we were given, as well as the VIP ticket got us a 25th anniversary Muppet Show watch. Down here we have some production binders from the Muppets. These look like they're from Up Late with Miss Piggy, but they're actually from the Muppets. These are also some scripts from the Muppets. We have some promotional VHS tapes down here. This is a Joe Magnella signed Dark Crystal Age of Resistance shirt from Comic-Con 2019. These are items from the Ink Hole pop-up that the Henson Company did to promote the Happy Time Murders. I can't show you half the things inside there, or else this video goes PG-13 real quick. Here we have a City Kids cast and crew hat. There was a show that the Henson Company did in the 90s. A Muppet Treasure Island bag full of goodies signed by Steve Whitmire. This was part of the collection that he donated to the Center for Puppetry Arts a few years ago to help them build their Henson wing. Here we have a Bob's Favorite Sing-Along Songs CD signed by Bob McGrath. And finally, here is the Muppet Christmas Carol official magazine signed by Steve Whitmire, Brian Henson, and Paul Williams. That brings us to the end of this tour of the Muppet Stuff Museum. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, leave your comments down below, and we'll see you next time for the Muppet Stuff Museum. Wait, there's still one more thing to show you. We also have Steve Whitmire's cast and crew jacket from Dinosaurs with the Rampaging Trilobites logo on the back. This was another item Steve donated to the Center for Puppetry Arts to expand their Jim Henson exhibit.